I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, y'all. Good morning. I gotta go off on this. I gotta go off on this. Yeah. It's cover on the fair use here. And it's been crunk down here in in the Lone Star State. It's been crunk down here in the Lone Star State. Let me see who's on the chat room. Who we fussing at this morning? We don't know, SD. I'm not really in a fussy mood right now. But we're gonna cover this real quick. We're gonna cover this about somebody need to touch taste the ancestors. You know, my God. It kind of remind me of Skittles. Kind of remind me of Skittles. Taste the rainbow. Somebody need to start making a meme saying taste the ancestors. No further in the duel. Shout out to Candace. Uh, uh, yeah. Shout out to Dr. Candace Matthews. Shout out to her and shout out to the Reverend, the esteemed brother Quanell X from Houston. Cause I saw this on Twitter. I saw this uh on Facebook, and I laughed at this. So Michael M. Phillips is a well-known attorney in the Houston area, Harris County, Fort Bend County. That's if you're in Sugar Land, the Galveston area, Texas City, all that, right? Oh yeah. Let me put this up. Let me put this down real quick so y'all can see who I'm talking about. But yes, it's Kronk. And I love it. I love seeing this. See, this beats the whole, I'm a jidder war all day. This beats the whole, you know, the black man is this, the black woman. It beats all that. Okay, it beats all of that, all that stupid foolishness that we see on social media every morning and every night, especially in black social media. But here we go. Oh, and at the end of this live stream, I'm play another thing that I think Miss Candace Matthews, she needs to investigate another case that happened. But we'll talk about that later on. But anyway, let's keep it moving.
Oh, here we go. So, Mr. Nigga right here. Yeah, that's your ass.
So you the one like saying
you the one like call people niggas and shit.
Okay.
Call me a nigga. Call me.
Okay, the lady in the cowboy hat, that's Candace Matthews. Now, I play videos of her. She's well known in the Houston area, maybe in eastern part of Texas. She was in San Antonio when there was corruption in the Bexar County Democratic Party. So she went over there to San Antonio. That's way outside of her purview. She got into the Hispanic community because they were cheating the votes down there in San Antonio and such. So yeah, Quanell X, the brother who's wearing the glasses, he's well known in the Black Panther Party, the new Black Panther Party, well known in Houston area. You might see him on Fox 26. Those of us who live in Texas, we know Fox 26 is very, very let's just say cray. Okay, so yeah, so they are confronting Michael Phillips, who's a well-known attorney, and because he called somebody out of their name by calling them the N-word. I think it was the lawyer or the defendant, the client, I should say. But anyway, let's keep it moving.
I bet you won't call in front of a black man like that.
I bet you won't call me no nigga.
Let me help you. You call a black woman in word, call me that.
No, call me that.
I dare you to do it, and I swear, oh God, I'll make you take ancestors.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. We gotta back that up a bit because it's kind of storming over here where I'm at. Let's play this again.
God, I'll make you taste the ancestors.
Me too.
This should be a meme. This right here should be a meme. Taste the ancestors. This should be a meme. All right. This right here should be a meme. Oh man.
That black woman, the N-word, you a real coward,
Why
man.
would you
We'll
do
get you
that?
inside.
No, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead.
I guarantee you wouldn't do it in front of me.
Come on.
I know. In fact, I know you won't. Say the N-word in front of me.
Come on. Go on in there.
And I get
Wait, hold on. Brother, I admire your suit. You got some nice tailoring. You got that silver pinstripe on that black. Man. I might need, hold on. I might go to the tailor. I might get me a suit, man. Anyway, keep it moving. Sorry.
Everything for the ancestors. Say it in front of me. I dare you to say it.
What is your name?
It's Quanell X, but you'll learn it real well today.
Now, come on. You damn well know who Quanell X is. Stop the cap. You damn well know who Quanell X is. I know who Quanell X is. People in this state, if you're not in Texas or Louisiana, you know who Quanell X is. Especially after what happened in Jasper, Texas. Especially if you watched Fox 26. I don't know who you are. Y'all know, you know who he is. Come on now. Stop that. What's going on? What's going on to the Femi in the chat? What's going on for Femi? Femi's in the chat room.
Say it. I bet you won't say a word in my face. See, you talk to black women like that by themselves. You intimidate black women by themselves. But a black man, you won't open your goddamn mouth. I dare you to say it.
With that hearing aid.
I dare you to say it.
With that hearing aid in your ear and shit. Get your old ass in there.
They roast him at the courthouse. Talking about that man's hearing aid outside the courthouse, man. I mean, outside the courtroom. This shit is hilarious.
Around here with your bald head ass, you old spotted liver face looking bitch. But I ain't playing with you.
Wow. Oh man, I love it. I love it. But let me say something because I gotta be petty. Can I allow to be petty? Can y'all afford me to be petty? Sharon, you should be doing stuff like this. Sharon Bracey. I'm just saying. DJ Hemp. This is what you should be doing instead of talking about women all day or dating relationships. This is what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's keep it moving. But okay, Femi from the chat said, "Hey, what's going on?" Well, Femi, the white man was acted out of control in the courtroom, calling a woman the N-word. And yes, oh wait a minute, hold on. He said, "Oh, V-Dub said, this fine ass woman is making me black and proud." Man, she's everywhere. Listen, y'all should have been here when she was in San Antonio and she went out of pocket. When she was in Texas City. Yes, okay. There is a town called Texas City. Right? It's between Houston and Galveston. That's where you got your oil fields. You know, it's near the ship channel, all that, right? Anyway, there was a Hispanic guy who was and I wish I had the video. He was stalking her. She went ahead and went up in his face. That shit was hilarious. That was hilarious. V-Dub talking about listen, Rudimp said they the new Wild Bill and Calamity Jane. You damn right, they're the black version of Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane. Oh shit. Yeah, they might as well be. Might as well be. Oh, by the way, y'all, I got a crazy ass interview to do tomorrow. Look for that interview for the weekend, and trust and believe it. This woman, excuse me. You know what? I ain't gonna say it. I'll do it a little bit later on. I'll do it later on. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you who I'm interviewing. But it's been making rounds on the national news, and this person gonna get interviewed by me, and yeah. So BIGJ is going places. All right. Anyway, let's keep it moving though.
So, would you like to make a comment about what you said or what happened?
I'm not allowed to make a comment at the present.
Okay. So, was you making a statement online or anything like that?
Who are you?
Well, you witnessed what happened?
There's a public statement online that is circulating. What I will say is I thank everyone for their support in coming today. My goal has been and always remains protecting my clients' rights and advocating for those rights. I believe the court should be a place of decency, respect, and integrity. And I am glad that everyone here today believes in those values and are standing in solidarity with those values. Thank you.
Took it upon himself to be a bully, to intimidate a black female in the courtroom. But when a black man got in his face, he cowered up, cowered down, and you could not hear a rat piss on cotton. At the end of the day, this man's a coward.
I love it. I love it. Yes, I do. I love this.
And we're not going to tolerate anyone bullying black females, using the N-word, and think he can intimidate them and frighten them, and those sisters don't have backup. No, we will rise to the occasion and send that bigot a clear, crystal message. Hands off of black females. We're not going to tolerate that.
And then, and one other thing in regards to us being here in Brazoria County is a majority minority county now. So
yeah, Brazoria County. Yes, Brazoria County. That's when I told T Will, you might want to shut the fuck up. Over there on Bomb Cherry's channel, T Will, I told you where I was at. But anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, back to Brazoria County. Brazoria County is where I think Sugarland. No, I'm sorry, that's Fort Bend County. Brazoria County is right by. It's between Harris County, which is Houston, and Fort Bend County is right like that southwest side of Houston. Let me see. Yeah, it's on the west side of Houston. By the way, I'm just saying where is located. Anyway, keep it moving.
those times of lynching, those times of racist behavior, especially how so comfortable that he was in that courtroom, is over. We will no longer tolerate it, and we will rise to the occasion, and we will expose it, and we will shut you down.
See, yes. Yeah, Pearland. Listen, you got some fine ass white women in Pearland. Oh, let me shut up on that, because I know this is supposed to be a pro-black experience. I don't know why I brought that up. Man, y'all got some pongs out there in Pearland. God damn. Anyway, I'm sorry. I gotta say that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. What's going on, Brownie? Going with you. Who is the cowgirl? Now, Soul Provider. Now, you've been in Houston. I think everybody should know who she is. And your ass had been in. I'm sorry, you're tethered. Never mind. You don't know. You. Yeah, we on black American business. Okay. Anyway. Where were we at? Okay, that's right. Alvin, Texas, and Brazoria County. Okay, Alvin, Pearland. Is Friendswood there? Rude. Friendswood. Friends. Where NASA is at? Is that Brazoria County? Where NASA is located? I only went to Houston once. I was in Dallas Fort Worth area. Okay. I thought though you was in Houston. Never mind. Anyway, where was you at? Where was we at? This not gonna be a very long. Yeah, Friendswood. Yeah, Friendswood. Yeah, Friendswood's where NASA is at. Yeah, I ain't been in Friendswood in a minute though. I ain't been there in a minute. But anyway, since we got this out the way, right? Let's talk about another issue in Texas that's also a problem. So let's go over here, because the links is in the description box, by the way. But we're going to read this real quick. Okay. Inside Waco child sex abuse case, Ken Paxton. Oh, wait a minute. The same Ken Paxton that ruined. Oh my God. My mind just went blank. Oh my God. Ken Paxton, who's running for the U.S. Senate in a runoff for the GOP runoff against John Cornyn. And Donald Trump has endorsed Ken Paxton. Oh, also, this is the same Ken Paxton who is the Attorney General of Texas, who issues a court order to cut down Dallas County's voting machines that would have voted for Jasmine Crockett. But see, we got to talk about that later on. We got to talk about that later on, though. But anyway, inside the Waco child sex abuse case, Ken Paxton office agreed to settle for 1 day in jail. Now, y'all might want to send Candace up there because she loves it. Y'all, you might want to send her up there because she loves shit like this. She does. She does. But anyway, let's get right back over here. Okay? So, anyway, hold on. Yeah, friends was close to it. Okay. Okay. What's going tit for tat? You looking cute though. Looking cute tit for tat. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where we at? Oh, Waco. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is under fire for a plea deal his prosecutors offered last month to a Waco man charged with repeatedly a young boy. Remind you, this is Donald Trump's boy, right? Ken Paxton is Donald Trump's homeboy. Let's keep it moving, y'all. The deal in the case, which Paxton's office took over about 3 years ago, after locally elected district attorney accused himself, would have let the man plead guilty to 2 misdemeanors and serve a total of just 1 day in jail. Wait a minute, hold on. 1 day for SA and a boy? Now Paxton locked in a heated primary to be the Republican nominee for the U.S. Senate is facing criticism from political opponents who said his office is too lenient toward the man who admitted that he molested the victim. This comes even as Paxton has built a reputation attacking local district attorneys for being too soft on crime. Hey, y'all might want to pick up my resume I sent to y'all. Y'all might need somebody that can't be y'all's campaign manager, because I know how to. I go deep hard in the paint. But anyway, let's keep moving. Predators who commit these crimes tend to repeat themselves over and over again until stopped. U.S. Senate John Cornyn, who Paxton is seeking to oust in the primary, recently posted on X, Paxton should have stopped this one, but instead cut him loose to reoffend over and over again, putting more children at risk. Wow. And this is the next senator from the Lone Star State. This crooked eye ass idiot right here. But anyway, let's keep it moving though. So State Rep Jeff Leach, plain old Republican, has endorsed Cornyn's reelection, sent a letter to Paxton office earlier this month, calling it reprehensible and demanding answers. 1 day for SA and a boy? A child? Really? Let me see. Yeah. What's going on? No, I'm sorry. Brownie. You know, brownies and candy are sweet, so that's why I got you and candy cane. Almost got y'all. You know, because y'all sound sweet. I'm just saying. You know, brownie, and then there's candy canes, and brownies. They're both sweet. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got it. Let me stop what I'm doing. Candace Matthews put fear if he was. She does. She worse than Batman. Shit. These are Texas Republicans like messing with children, hide behind the protect the children. Right. 1 day, yeah. 1 day fucked up, yeah. Where is my troll Shiesty bomb? Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. I ain't talking about Sharon today. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Right? Paxton office did not respond to email questions for the story. spokesperson pointed to a letter that two of his prosecutors worked on the case sent to Lynch last week, in which they explained that the case went to trial last year but ended in a hung jury, and the young victim did not want to testify the second time. The child empathized that he preferred to move on with his life and prioritize his mental and emotional health, wrote the prosecutors Brenda Cantoon and Dora Cordar. Anyway, beyond Paxton's immediate political rivals, the deal has attracted criticism from local officials in Waco, including McAllen County District Attorney, a state rep from the area, and even the judge presiding over the matter. One day, seriously, somebody has to sell me on the wisdom of it, said Judge Roy Sparkman, according to a transcript of a April 16 hearing. Sparkman, a visiting judge who previously served on the bench as Republican, later insisted that a 60-day jail sentence. The mother of the victim agreed to an early version of a plea deal in court, but said in the interview she now disagreed with the outcome. Now, we were put in an impossible situation, said the mother, who the Texas Tribune and the Texas Newsroom are not naming to protect the identity of the victim. But how do you trust the prosecution to go back to a case that they want to plead out when they the ones that they supposed to fight for it and they don't want to do it? The Texas Newsroom and the Tribune, the Texas Tribune, that by the way, examined hundreds of pages of court documents related to the Waco case and concluded more than a dozen interviews, including the people close to the case, as well as experts who are not involved in it, but review some of the details. Expert says the outcome reflects the difficult nature and often painful reality of prosecuting complex child abuse cases. I really love getting life or 50 years in a case when I feel like it's appropriate, says Angela Wheaton, the chief of the Special Victims Bureau for the Harris County District Attorney's Office. But there are times when I have to dismiss the case even when I know they committed this offense because I can't prove it and I cannot re-traumatize that child. I gotta ask a question. How come they never tell you who is the accused? How come they never tell you who is the accused? Okay, she said, yeah, you're always sweet. Yeah, always sweet. I wonder if, listen. I'm waiting for that though. Okay, for those who don't know, because Gen Z put out some detail, put out some things out. Okay, Angela Paxton is the wife of Ken Paxton. She is a state senator because when he was state senator back about 3 years ago, no, this about 8 years ago, he became the Attorney General of Texas. So she got his seat. Well, now though he was impeached and he won his impeachment trial, by the way, it's obvious. Come to find out he was cheating on his wife, Angela Paxton. Now they're getting a divorce as he is running for senator. And she's putting out a lot of juicy details out, and she's slowly tricking out the sexual and financial dealings. You know what? That's gonna come out too, Gen Z. But anyway, let me continue on that, because this parents need to sue the shit out of out of him. You're right. Anyway, where was I at, y'all? Where was I at? Let me go over here. I lost my place. Where was I at? Oh, Gary Morris, the man's defense attorney, said he was baffled by the suggestion that his client got any kind of special treatment, and that misdemeanor plea deals are not uncommon in child sex abuse cases. There was nothing extraordinary about what happened. Nothing, not at all, Morris said, adding, to see critics sit here and armchair quarterback this thing is ridiculous. The controversy over the case has raised fresh questions about whether Texas top lawyer is living up to his own headline stance on criminal prosecutions. Critics are pointing to two other serious felony cases that the Attorney General's prosecutor took to trial that ended in mistrials and eventually plea deals. For instance, attack ads from Cornell allies highlight the case of a man originally charged with child sex trafficking, who received a deal for probation sentence. And Sparkman brought up another case in open court last month, noting that Paxton had also took over a murder for hire case that he oversaw, which resulted in a misdemeanor plea and a 4-day. Wait a minute, stop. Wait a minute, a 4-day for murking someone? Wait, hold on. You mean somebody got murked and the perp got 4 days? Wow. This is the guy who destroyed Jasmine Crockett's Senate election. 4 days to murk somebody? Damn. Okay. Let me. Oh man. I'm seeing a pattern that is concerning me, Sparkman said, referring to the way Paxton office prosecute cases. If they get a mistrial, all of a sudden, it's just a little misdemeanor with a slap on the hand. Yeah, 4 days for a murk. You murk somebody and you get 4 days? Damn. Anyway, court records show that all 3 cases draw scrutiny, begin as high-level felony charges, ended in mistrials. All were eventually resolved with plea deals resulting in little to no jail time. In each case, the judge presiding over the deal insisted on a harsher punishment than what Paxton office originally proposed. In some ways, controversies Paxton is now facing mark in an inevitable collision of tough on crime political rhetoric with the daily, often messy realities of the courtroom. And they come as Paxton has sought more authority over local prosecutors. Some are now suing him over the rule he announced last year, requiring them to send his office detailed reports on their activities. One of them is Williamson County District Attorney Sean Dick. Wait a minute. That's pause. A Republican. I can't speak to the result in this specific case without having all the facts. But it is ironic that Paxton is now facing criticism for this outcome when he frequently criticized the work of local prosecutors who are faced with these difficult decisions daily, Dick said in an interview. You know, I don't know what to say, y'all. I don't know what to say. Listen, yeah, we know the man. He has to be a white man because listen, one got 1 day for child touching. One guy had 1 day in jail for touching a kid. You know, I might want to end this live stream soon because the storm coming, but I don't want to mess anything up. And also, on top of that, 4 days for a murk? Listen, he got to be a white man. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Tried that in Dallas. You ain't getting on 4 days. Paxton is one of the most corrupt. Yeah, soon as cities for use. Yeah, exactly. Paxton should see again. Everybody want to call Jasmine Crockett ratchet and all that. He was the one that destroyed her Senate and her House run. He is the one who did it. Now, though, he's out here allowing people who touch kids and murk people out on the streets. But anyway, nobody want to talk about it. But let's keep it moving, right? Last summer, 2 prosecutors from the district attorney's office stood in a Waco courtroom and acknowledged that jurors had a difficult task in front of them. The defendant, a local attorney named Adam Den Hoffman, stood accused of repeatedly, SAing a young boy for years. The boy told an investigator that Hoffman raped him and showed him pornography, court records showed. And he talked about his suffering on the witness stand in detail during the trial. Think about this kiddo and what this kid went through at age 8, 9, and 10. Callers said during the closing arguments, later adding, they finally showed him right here. This is the guy who's alleged yeah. Anyway, let's keep it moving, right? He's not lying, and you know that because he's so specific. But there were complicating factors for the jury to consider. The victim's revelation about his abuse came after he was caught acting out with his cousin. He also recanted parts of his testimony during the trial, including a claim he saw guns in Hoffman's home. Experts said it's not uncommon for young victims of such abuse to become perpetrators soon afterward, nor it is out of the ordinary for children to offer conflicting accounts, especially if they testifying years later. And in this case, the trial happened 3 years after the boy made the first accusation. But the reality is that in child abuse cases, the child testimony is often the only evidence that's available, said Whitney, the Harris County prosecutor. And so if it's inconsistent, and that create unreasonable doubt in the minds of jurors. Waco authorities has also botched a key part of the initial police investigation well before Paxton's office was involved in the case. Instead of a child abuse expert, a police officer interviewed the boy about what he went through, which experts said is a clear departure from best practice. Was this the perfect way to conduct this investigation? No, it was not, and we own that. The case comes as it comes. And in the end, the jurors could not deliver a verdict. Deliberations are not productive at this point. The lead juror wrote in a note to the judge after the jury deliberated for 9 hours. The note also said that 5 jurors were leaning towards a not guilty verdict, while 7 felt that the boy's testimony, as well as that of forensic expert, were enough to prove guilt. Prosecutors were left with 3 options: dismiss the case, negotiate a plea agreement, or take the case to trial again, which would have acquired the victim to take the witness stand once more. It was horrible. His mother recalled in an interview her son had been forced to talk about the most horrible things that had ever happened in his life in a room full of strangers, and the person that did it, and he didn't want to do it again. After 10 months of the first, if y'all hear rain and wind and shit, that yeah, down here, yeah, it's raining hard. About 10 months after the first trial resulted in a hung jury, the mother said prosecutors met her and her son. They explained that they want to drop the felony charge of continuous SA of a young child and allow Hoffman to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanors: indecent assault and display of harmful materials to a minor. And as part of the indecent assault plea, Hoffman agreed to make a statement that he did it. He did then and there with the intent to arouse or gravitate sexual desire, touching the genitals of a victim identified by initials, and acted without consent. Critically, Hoffman was legally admitted to abusing the individual whose age is not specific in the plea documents. The crime does not require him to register as a sex. Well, I'll be damned. Damn. Queen. I talked about it earlier, so you have to rewind this. We on a whole other case. I saw this. I said, no, I got to talk about this though, because this right here is bad. Yeah, it's different white guy. Right. So anyway, where was we at? So that the crime does not require him to register as a sex offender. And prosecutors were agreeing to a jail sentence of time served, which include 1 day in jail. Hoffman has spent the following his initial arrest before he bonded out. I said I had to think about it and pray about it, the mother said, describing her response to prosecutors during the meeting. The prosecutors then told her they represent the state, not us, and they can do it without me, but I would like me to agree, she recalled. Reluctantly, she agreed. The judge did not. But when the prosecution and the defense convened on April 16th to announce the deal, Sparkman, who is the judge, balked. Somebody wants to explain this to me, he asked, according to the transcript. The judge, there were ongoing discussions with multiple members of the defense team, as well as the state reviewing the state of the evidence, reviewing the trauma of the victim. Cantu, one of the prosecutors, responded. My inclination is not to accept a 1-day sentence before calling it short recess. Yes, a 1-day sentence for touching a child. Come on, really? But this is who is y'all going to vote for the next senator, Ken Paxton. So when everyone returned, Cantu pitched a new agreement. Hoffman would spend 30 days in jail and surrendered his Texas law license. And she also noted there was a lifetime protective order barring him from any contact with the victim. Sparkman asked the boy's mother if she and her son wanted the court to accept the plea recommendation. Yes, Your Honor, she responded. All right, Sparkman said, the court obviously has some reservations, but I want to respect the family's wish. But Sparkman's final decision won't come until a formal sentencing hearing the following week. Wow. Wow. Come on. Yes, this is bad. In the days after plea hearing, protesters marched in front of the what's it called? McLean? I think that's the courthouse. Anyway, District Attorney Josh Tittins has recused himself from the case years earlier because Hoffman had briefly sought Tintin's counsel back when he was a defense attorney. But after the news of the deal went public, the outcry was so intense he began issuing statements and responding to Facebook commenters, reminding them our office did not prosecute this case. It was the Texas Attorney General's office. And in another post, he said his office shares the public concern and frustration over how the Hoffman case was resolved. I cannot, and we racked our brains, we cannot think of anything in recent history that was put down to a misdemeanor from that level of offense. Since a Republican in an interview. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, let me read some of this. The public discussion made enough waves that Sparkman addressed it directly at citizen hearing on April 27th. I understand this has gotten some attention, which is good, he said before going on to ask the victim's mother once again if she agrees to the proposed outcome in the case. No, she answered, adding, it's not just enough. He's dangerous. This isn't justice, and I can't do it. Sparkman asked her why her answer changed. My son just doesn't want to testify again, but 30 days isn't enough, she responded. Sparkman responded by upping the sentence to 60 days. Morris, Hoffman's defense lawyer, accepted the deal on the spot. Accept the deal on the spot, right? Before adjourning, Sparkman aired one last concern. I'm also bothered because this is not my first go around with the Attorney General's office. He said, noting the similarities between this outcome and an unrelated case, that happened to revolve a serious criminal charges against a different Waco defense attorney, Steve Sutton. Court records show that back in 2020, Waco authorities accused Sutton of hiring a hitman to kill someone he believed he had molested his stepdaughter. The hitman turned out to be an undercover police officer who was investigating Sutton's motorcycle club for possible gang activity. Sutton was charged with a criminal solicitation of capital murder, first-degree felony that could lead to life in prison. But because one of Sutton's former colleagues had gone to work for McLean, that's I got it right now. McLean District Attorney, the office recused itself from the case, and Paxton prosecutors took over. Court records show it wasn't Sutton's plea idea to hire the hitman. Rather, a police officer volunteered to carry out the murder for him. He also continued the undercover operation even after his supervisor ordered him to stop. The trial ended in a hung jury, and a few days later, prosecutors signaled their intent to go to a second trial according to court records. But the following year, they agreed to dismiss the federal charge and Sutton plead guilty to a terroristic threat, a misdemeanor. He surrendered his law license and got a 4-day jail sentence. And trying to murk somebody? Hold on, let me do this real quick. Let me put this up real quick. Yeah. I'm gonna put this up real quick because I'm gonna shield something real quick. I'm gonna shield this real quick. Y'all got to forgive me. Let me shield this, okay? Let me shield this real quick. I'm gonna keep on reading. I'm gonna shield this. Sparkman also presided over these proceedings and insisted on a harsher plea deal, demanding that Sutton be required to wait 3 years to resupply for a law license instead of being able to reapply immediately, according to the local TV station KWTX. I can tell you what Mr. Collar, and I had nothing to do with this other prior case. Cantu told Sparkman after comparing it to the Hoffman deal. There is no sort of system that's put in place where anybody tell us what to do in our cases. We evaluate them as a team based on the evidence and based on the limitations of evidence. The Attorney General's office did not respond to requests for comment on this case, and Sutton attorney Clinton Boren said in an interview that he did not view the case as indicative of larger problems with Paxton's office, and instead he said the jury couldn't make a decision because he effectively argued that the undercover police officer has placed a numerous pressure on Sutton to solicit murder, essentially entrapping him. He's sworn to uphold the law, and then he's pushing you back to take actions into your own hands, and currently it did not create a good look for some people on the jury, Bolton said. And in the statement, Sultan said he was enraged by the suggestion that his case bears any similarities to others, adding, "I hurt no one, I scared no one, I only accept a reduced deal to shield my family from another trial." Wait, hold on. There is more? Damn. Wait. Whoa. Damn. Hold on. Let me look. Okay. Damn, there's more to this shit. Oh man, hold on. I gotta go back up here then. Hold on, let me see this real quick. Yeah. This is crazy. This right here is crazy. Wow. Yeah, let me go ahead and let me take this out and take this down real quick. This is crazy. This is crazy right here. Okay. Questions about the third case. The Hoffman plea deal has also raised questions about Paxton's role in the third plea deal that was highlighted in a campaign attack ad paid for by the pro-Cornyn super PAC. And in that, Bexar County, I know people, no, Bexar in Texas, spelled BEXAR. That's Bexar. I just want people to know the X is silent. Anyway, authorities charged Akeem Starkley in 2017 with continuous trafficking of persons, accusing him of holding 2 girls and an adult woman against their will, forcing them to do acts for money. Like Hoffman and Sutton cases, Starkley's deal was also cut after a 2022 mistrial, that time because people in the courtroom, including a key witness, contracted COVID-19. Starkley had faced up to life in prison, but under plea deal the following year with the Attorney General's office, he instead was placed on probation and avoid having to register as a offender. The judge also insisted on more punitive sentence than prosecutors originally proposed, upping the prosecution sentence by 2 years. 2 years later, in 2025, Starkley was arrested for a series of felonies, including first-degree felony burglary, and his probation was revoked. Court records show he is now serving a 22-year prison sentence. Krista Leesburg Melton, a veteran prosecutor who led Paxton's human trafficking division from 2015 to 2019, worked on the case exclusively before she left the office and said she was sickened by the outcome. Melton said an attorney general's prosecutor falsely told the court that key witnesses were unavailable for a second trial. One has testified in an unrelated trafficking case just 1 week prior, she said. Paxton's office did not respond to questions about this case. Again, y'all voting for this, right? You MAGA folks, you're voting for this, huh? Huh, MAGA? Right, you voting for this, okay. So Starkley case was extremely well investigated, well collaborated human trafficking case, and frankly, I'm not going to get better evidence, said Melton, who in 2012 had established and led Bexar County first human trafficking unit. Melton says she sees that outcome as distinct from the Hoffman case. However, you got to be willing to go to trial on hard cases and work with the victims who have been through serious trauma and see that justice is done, Melton said. The prosecutor who agreed to give Starkley prosecution on severely reduced offenses instead of taking the case to trial when he had victims willing to cooperate, walk away from that obligation. The Starkley case came at a time when the Attorney General's Human Trafficking Unit had come under public scrutiny for bungled cases amid high turnover, including the loss of a top expert like Melton, despite human trafficking cases skyrocketed during the pandemic, the unit did not secure a single conviction or deter a justification in 2020 and reduced just 4 in 2021. Last year, the Texas Republican-led legislator expand Paxton's ability to prosecute human trafficking cases. A new law allowed the Attorney General's office to pursue cases if local prosecutors don't do so in 6 months. Within 6 months, State Rep Pat Curry said in an interview that the legislation was about securing the state's long-term future for public safety, regardless of who serves as Attorney General. However, he said he's now worried about Paxton's office taking over child sex abuse cases. Frankly, see, we got to start again. This is the Epstein files. You know what? This guy is endorsed by the man who hung around with Jeffrey Epstein. I think that we all have an Epstein thing down here in Texas too, though. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about that. You know, this is kind of getting weird here. Frankly, with the mistakes that I believe were made in the Hoffman case, I will tell you that no, I do not want any of them. No, excuse me. I don't think that I don't want them to give any more power over the cases like this. I'm sorry, I just misread it. My mind is running, warp speed. Okay, it's warp speed. The week before the election day, the firestorm over Hoffman case has turned into a political liability for Paxton and has prompted a virtual pit fight between his detractors and his allies. Finally, somebody said this is an Epstein-style deal. Wow. Yeah, that is. State Rep Mitch Little, Paxton's former defense attorney during his impeachment trial and supporter of Paxton's Senate campaign, has repeatedly defended the Attorney General's office online while accusing critics of exploiting the case for political leverage. This is the messiness of practicing trial law. Little said in an interview, the emotions on cases like this will run hot, so hot, and rightfully so, but it's very difficult to know where this lands. Yeah. This right here is out of pocket. Yeah, this right here is out of pocket, y'all. So anyway, I got an interview coming tomorrow morning. It's gonna be a crazy one. By the way, it's gonna be a crazy interview. That it might be uploaded before Monday or on Monday. Because I do some edits and stuff because it's gonna be crazy. This one particular video, interview I'm gonna do is gonna be crazy. So yeah. There's that, and let me see. I might squeeze into a second interview. Might squeeze that in too. Who knows? So I'm getting busy, y'all. Business about to get picked up again. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate everybody for watching me this live stream and everything. So let me get out of here. Y'all be easy. I'm gonna start following Dr. Candace Matthews a little bit more closely because that's listen, that's great content, and it's funny too as well. And Quanell X talking about taste the ancestors. That should be a meme. You know, Skittles said taste the rainbow. No, they need me a shirt that said taste the ancestors. Anyway, we get out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. And I'll see y'all here next time. I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.